Hey everyone! Thanks for listening to Just Start Talking with Stephanie and Melissa. We really hope you enjoy today's show. And if you like what you hear, please find us on Facebook at Just Start Talking and on Instagram at just_start talking. Now, on to the show.
At
Well,
all.
not like it's not no more.
No, but I mean, this is what was going on.
Yes,
So
yes.
now that the state's taken over, what we're seeing, what I'm seeing is so
So,
much new construction is happening. Houses are getting finished, knocked down and rebuilt. There's a new school going up. It's gorgeous.
Hmm.
With a football field, a baseball. Like, there's going to be like he didn't grow up with that community that not every community has, but you go to football games and sports games and you have that like community through your local school
Right.
uh, coming.
so one thing that religion did do, the leaders, they had, I think it was 9 people involved, some uppity ups in the religion, some, I don't know, some hierarchies in the religion, I guess you could say. But so the FBI, it was like a 4 or 5 year investigation into these 9 people that they frauded the food stamp system out of like $13 million.
Oh shit.
Arrested for it, and I think it was 2013 or 14. The FBI done a raid in this town. Like they just come guns a blazing, busting the doors into the people that they were arresting. Some of the community was told it was part of the destructions, and it's the end of days again. Here we go.
What year was that?
It was 2013 or 14. Don't quote me on it, but
Oh, so yeah, but
so
around.
what it was, Stephanie, is they had followers of the religion getting food stamps for all these multiple kids they had. So they were getting so much money. And they'd have these followers, the moms, go get a list from the storehouse of what to buy. They'd go buy it, and then they'd bring it back to the storehouse. And the storehouse would decide, the religion would decide what they'd give back to them. The rest of it, they'd sell. And they, you kind of get that.
Yeah.
You kind of get what they were doing there.
Oh shit. That's
They frauded them out of like $13 million.
wow.
They just, a lot of the people really thought they were above the law.
Yep.
Hmm.
Law caught up to them. Then their excuses, they're being persecuted for how good they are and because how godlike they are. And
How godlike they are.
you know what's so funny about it is we used to, one of the ladies that was involved in the food stamp fraud, she used to come over to our house all the time. She was a good friend with our moms. But as we were growing up, we're just little preteen kids. We'd call her, her name was Crystal Dutson. We used to call her Criminal Dutson.
Fitting.
I don't even know where it came from, but yo and behold, 10 years, 12 years down the road, she's indicted on $13 million food stamp fraud. And some of my brothers, we talked about it the other day. We were like, we weren't too far off, were we? Used to call her Criminal Dutson.
Boy.
Some of them are still serving time for that.
And the bishops that were this guy Warren's brothers,
Yeah.
did they go to jail?
Yeah, one of them, his name's Lyle. He's his younger brother. Oh, he might be older, actually. I think he's older. But he was arrested. He was part of the food stamp fraud, too.
Mm-hmm.
Warren wasn't because he was in prison at the time, but they figured out another way to get around that shit. But so yeah, he's in prison now. They caught up to him, arrested him, he bailed himself out, but he was on house arrest. And then he broke his bracelet off and ran again. And he's fucking idiot. He went in to a pawn shop. How they caught him? He went into a pawn shop trying to sell some stuff, and he just switched his names around.
To what?
His last name to his first, and his first name to his last, and like
They figured it out.
nobody was gonna catch on. I guess he was really, maybe God was on his side.
But I guess they found him.
Crazy, like they talk so much bullshit they start believing it. Like
Right.
sociopaths. They start believing their own lies, and it's wild to me how brainwashed people can be, and they don't realize it, to admit it.
Yeah.
I've had it's been a fun ride.
Life.
I went through a little drug phase myself,
Hmm.
where, well, a little party phase where it's just all the partying I could do.
Right.
Everybody from the community kind of goes through it because it's been through their whole life, and then when it's not, when they have all this freedom.
Well, because now you're experiencing everything.
Yeah. Like, be free.
But some people, even after they leave the religion, they never leave the community. I mean, they go to the next state. They go to 3 or 4, 5 states throughout their lifetime, and they're content with that, but not me. And I tell them, I'm like, you don't even know what you're missing, guys.
Right.
Went to Croatia
Yeah.
together.
It's like, you don't even know what you're missing. I know some people that have only been in 2 states, Utah and Arizona. It's like, get out, buy a $300 plane ticket, and go halfway across the country for a weekend. And even if you just go by yourself, who cares? Meet some locals wherever you go, and just, I have friends all over the country now.
Yep.
Just from moving around, and I am pretty outgoing too, though.
He is very outgoing.
I was gonna say you'd get along with my husband very well.
Go out places, and he'll be talking to people, and he'll be like, Melissa, come meet, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, stop introducing me to everybody you talk to. I don't care. He's just so friendly. So friendly.
I love it.
I do love it. He's friendly for both of us. Super friendly. And yeah, he knows. Yeah.
That's quite the story. I mean,
Good ride.
I can't even fathom.
I know. I feel
I've
like
enjoyed it.
we've been together for 8 years, and you'd think all the, just like Pandora's box, it just never ends.
Right.
I still will sit and ask him questions. I'll sit with his siblings now that we're here, and I was listening to Wendell and his sister-in-law. We went out the other night, and we drove home from St. George, and the two of them were just talking back and forth about their experiences and just kind of ping-ponging off one another. And I sat in the back silent and just listened, and it was, my brain was like on overload, just listening to their experience and the depth and the I don't even know how to explain it. Just nothing like what we have experienced.
Right.
And the things they've been through and the incredible strength they have to be on the other side of it.
I mean, it's a lot.
Is putting it mildly. Like,
Well, a lot of the people actually end up having a lot of trauma and
Sure.
not mental issues, like maybe some mental illnesses that can be fixed
like
with
anxiety,
therapy and medications, but
some depression.
some people from the community really do have some legit problems that they should get help with. And but that's always been so taboo in the community too, is like psychiatrists, and you're just not close enough with your God. And
Right.
your God will heal you if you have enough faith. And like, shut the fuck up with that shit. I'm
Well,
sorry. Like,
that keeps docile.
I
That keeps
know, I
them
know.
like
Like,
obeying. And when you start addressing your anxiety or your depression with a therapist,
they don't say nothing about God.
no, you start questioning your, not in a bad way either. It's questioning yourself, questioning what's around
Uh-huh.
you, because you then have to start making conscious changes in your life, right? And in order to make changes in your life, if you're in this religion where everything is like figured out for you and mapped out for you, it's gonna derail the religion if everyone is now like, I don't know about that. I can't. I mean, I get why it's taboo.
It's a great thing what's happened with the community.
Like,
It's phenomenal. So I was just telling Melissa today as we were having lunch that like this community, what it used to be 15 years ago, is like you could sit and people watch like out at events or whatever, or out in public, and you could know like you knew everybody in the town. You knew them
Right.
how they looked by what their last name was or who they were with or what family they were with. But today in this town, there's no way. Just the diversity that's in this town now is how much it's changed. It just
Hmm.
great people from all over the country moving here, businesses, families, young couples, single people, and it's a great thing. And then a lot of the locals here don't like it, and they're like, "It's bad for the community. It's horrible." I'm like, "No, it's not, you guys." I'm like, "Change is good.
Right.
The change. This is good change. This community has suffered for decades and decades with oppression, and it really has.
Hmm.
And a lot of people still don't want to give that up."
so we were just sitting where we had lunch today. It opened yesterday. So
Yeah, it's
all
pretty
this
neat.
town has is three little restaurants, well, four little restaurants.
Phenomenal little restaurant.
Yeah, they're really good, but they're little. And then there was a little grocery store. And now what just opened is this giant, it's almost like a little mini mall. It's a grocery store. There is a beer garden that will open at the beginning of April, like in a restaurant. There is a coffee shop. There's a fast food joint called Arctic Circle, like burgers and whatnot. A deli, like a normal, like a real grocery store. A sushi bar, a florist, a little pharmacy, uh, an area with a commercial kitchen so you can have cooking classes, a conference room. It's a huge place. So we went and bought some food today and we sat in the little food court and we were people watching. And that's when Wendell said that. And two of his moms are now employed there. And we got to see both of them. And his mom was saying that this place now employs over 200 people. Whereas the
Wow.
old store, she said, we were lucky if it was 50. So think of all the people who now have jobs just because this big place opened. And it's like they don't have to travel all the way to a half hour, 40 minutes away to Hurricane to get stuff at Walmart. They can shop locally now and
Right.
get everything they need right here. It's and it's also right on the highway. So most tourists who come to this area will have passed this town on the highway. If you
Hmm.
went to Grand Canyon, if you went where else, like
Zion.
Zion, you are passing, the chances of you passing right through this town are high, and you probably didn't even know it was here. And if you did, you thought it was a weird, creepy place. What I hear, like people avoid it. But now there's like it's a place where you can stop with your camper and you can stock up and continue your camping trip.
People used to
It's a
avoid it.
there's a gas station there. You can I mean, it's just like Wendell said, like I work in this town. The company I work for is it's 3 minutes away from our house. And people come in from outside to work there. And some of the people who work there are locals, and they're from San Diego, they're from California. They've moved here because it's beautiful.
It's a growing community, and
And
they
that
see
and there,
opportunity.
yeah, there's it's a beautiful place to live. And like I said, they're building a school. Like if and when we have kids, my kids will have a beautiful school to go to,
Right.
a beautiful community to grow up in.
It didn't used to be beautiful.
No, well, the first time we came here, it looked like Wendell had described his childhood to me, and I think I said this when you interviewed me, but he described really beautiful memories, and he drove me around the town really excited, and my stomach just started to flip because it looked so sad, and you could feel the heaviness
Hmm.
here.
No more.
Not anymore. That's why we're here. But you could see it was like a once upon a time, this place was cool. It was beautiful, but everyone just forgot about it.
Right.
Up with it, and the park was falling apart, and
Well, the oppression just got more and more,
yeah,
and
it
that's
got
why it just
bad.
fell apart.
But now it's like back on the upswing, and like this place opening, it was really fun. Like everyone in there was smiling. The people who worked there were smiling. The customers were smiling. Like everyone was just really happy. Like I woke up today and I'm like, can we go to Bees? And so we did. And it's definitely a huge step in the right direction for this community. And I just feel like more is following.
No,
It's just coming.
the community has a lot of healing and growth to do, and it's on a good path though.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good people involved,
Hmm.
and some of the people need to just let go of their. Some of the people in the community need to let go of their traditional old ways and embrace the new.
Yep.
And the change, because change is good.
Like I talked to a lot of people that, like, not a lot, all right, some people who grew up here, moved away, and now are looking to come back
Hmm.
just because it's a more pleasant place to be, and they do cherish a lot of their childhood, even though to outsiders, yeah, having 30, I mean, Wendell's family is small, if you can imagine that. Some people, they have hundreds of siblings. It's just what is, and they were like, I wouldn't trade my big fat crazy family for anything.
Oh no.
I mean, I was talking to a girl at work yesterday, and I'm like, so I have two siblings, and she's like, wow, I can't even, that's so small.
So my family, we're knit.
They are.
Not all of them are. Not all families are. But we'll welcome anybody into our.
Yeah, they've
We'll help
welcomed me.
anybody out.
Like I was saying before, like, yeah, people know I'm an outsider, but I haven't been treated as an outsider. Like, I've been told, welcome, like, it's great to have you here. Welcome to the Crick. I hope you love living here. And I do. And they're like, most people like our age who have grown up here are like, I want to take you on a hike to see this, this, and this. I want to take you here. I want to take you there. I want to show you this. And I'm here for it.
So
Here for it.
community is like where we live. It's like an hour and a half away from like 5 of some of the greatest national parks in the country.
Zion, Bryce.
We got Zion's, Bryce, the Grand Canyon, Arches National Park. One more I can't remember, but it's
Tourists
pretty beautiful. I can say one thing: if anybody that's listening, if you ever get the opportunity, go to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
If you haven't been, you can't even explain it.
Come visit us. We'll take you.
It's so breathtaking. Yeah, come visit. We'll take you on a dirt road, 60 miles side by side. Drive all the way out there, have a couple beers and a picnic. Good times.
Sounds like it.
Well, we'll take you, Steph. Don't worry. As soon
yeah.
as you get here, we're taking you.
Have you ever been on a side by side, Stephanie?
No.
Yeah. They're fun as hell.
I'm still just taking everything in. I'm sorry if I get quiet. It's just.
Some of our questions.
What was that?
one of your questions, were you part of the prophet's trial? And I don't want to
I was not.
You were not, but one of your sisters was.
Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah.
And yeah,
Was that stressful for your family?
for
Not
her.
necessarily the family. For her, yes.
I'm sure for her, because that had to be.
Too much answer.
Yeah, you did.
And a few more.
But yeah, I mean, if you look at Warren jail, like I said, the prophet went to jail for abuse toward children. Yeah, he did. And if you look at pictures of him with his wives, it's him and children. It's disgusting.
In his 50s with teenage
With
wives.
12, 13-year old. It's like, and then some people are so brainwashed to the point where it's like it was an honor for them to. I can't even like say it.
Marry him. It's crazy.
But not all families were like. I mean, there's just some beautiful families in this community and beautiful
Right.
people, talent, and just normal people, right?
Right.
It's not like you come here and even though it's extreme to outsiders, you don't come here and it's not like freaks. Everyone's just normal people, you know?
We're all cyclops.
Yeah, no, it's, I mean, I want to make that clear. I've met some and love the people I've met here. It's just, uh,
So usually when I tell somebody that's never heard of it where I'm from and stuff, it's usually not met with judgment. It's usually met with curiosity,
Right.
like awe, like wow.
wait,
and,
what?
Yeah, shock and curiosity is usually what it's.
Well, I guess it's good that you're not being judged.
Yeah, I've had people try to show me sympathy over it, and I've just been like, no, like I'm fine. Like, I'm okay.
I mean, being his partner, his girlfriend, I've had people be like, wait, what? And it's like, my boyfriend's not weird. Like, don't
Right.
even, I can't. I don't even give a shit.
So, anybody listening, if you want a little more insight than what we've already talked about, then there's a few different shows on Netflix. It's called Breaking the Faith. There's another one called Prophet's Prey.
That one's disturbing.
That's the one with his daughter.
Yeah.
It's Warren Jeffs' own daughter that he molested multiple times.
Her name is Rachel.
Yeah, she was on
Oprah. And
Oprah on that show.
she has a book, a memoir.
Yeah, but it's just crazy what she went through and how strong she is now. It's a really good show, the Prophet's Prey one, just from what she was and what she's become.
Yeah.
Is it a movie or a show?
The show.
It's like a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, 60 Minutes done one on her too?
Yep. She did a bunch of interviews.
60 Minutes done one.
Her name's Rachel Jeffs.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube with her.
And then one that I enjoyed was Sons of Perdition. I don't think it's on Netflix.
It's not on Netflix. There's a Sons of Perdition, and then there's another one, The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
That one I believe is on Netflix.
They talk. But
they're all pretty eye-opening films. They're done good, and they're pretty spot on the story and insightful.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of the cast in the shows personally. I grew up with some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And it follows their journeys as they're leaving and their experience.
And the struggle.
Yeah, it is a struggle.
What an absolutely amazing story, and it's just I can't even put into words everything. I just have to take it all in. But
thank you so much for coming on, Wendell. And
yes,
yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's actually been more enjoyable than I anticipated it to be.
And you were excited, so that says a lot. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you guys. I'm looking forward to being back on in the
Yeah.
future.
Absolutely.
And it's a very good podcast. I've listened to every one of your guys' episodes. I enjoy it.
Oh, thanks.
And I'll be listening to this one just
Yay.
to see how shitty I sound.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm being a dipshit.
All right.
But yeah,
Thanks,
thank
babe.
you guys.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and we really look forward to having you join us again. Take care of yourselves and others, and see you next time.